Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ATK All Things Chris. I'm Chris, and guys, I'm so excited because we're back with another one. We are back with another one. It is episode 2, and as you can see, I brought my cousins back, but I have a feature, a stand-in, my awesome, handsome husband. Really? But anyways. So just before we get started, we're gonna go ahead and introduce. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and if you haven't seen episode 1, stop what you're doing and go watch the first one, then come back because you missed some good stuff that we talked about. So just real quick, just tell them your name and where they can find you on social media.
I'm Torri, you know. You can find me at Instagram at _954. You come find me.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
You're my best friend.
So, alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. This week we're gonna be talking about forgiveness, offenses, how it impacts your family and all of that. As you always know, guys, I want to make sure that you can get some good information, advice, tips, whatever it is that you can get to take away and possibly help you and your family so you can apply it to your life in any way that you can. So with that being said, the first question I want to talk about or ask them is, what does forgiveness mean to you? Anybody can start. Everybody let go. Marcell, you can go.
Okay, forgiveness, what does forgiveness mean to me? I don't know, because I want to say it right, because a lot of people be saying when you forgive, I don't forget. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not granted. But I do forgive. But forgiveness, I don't know, forgiveness means a lot. Like, it means sanity for me. It means peace of mind. Because if you're not careful, if you don't forgive for you know what I'm saying, just so happen that person on the other end probably live in peachy key and you're the only person that's really dealing with it.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I know it's imperative or it's important to forgive. But I don't know, forgiveness means so much. Because I know for sure, like I said, peace of mind, most definitely.
Okay.
You know,
Well, forgiveness to me is letting go of past offenses.
Yeah.
Hurt. Basically, let go.
Mm-hmm.
You can live a peaceful life. You let it go. Like, I forgive you. I just know how to deal with you.
Yeah. So pretty much forgive, but don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
Forgiveness to me means a lot, you know. I do forget when I forgive, and if I don't forget, I try to forget. Because for me to remember, always bring up those emotions 9 times out of 10. So when I fully forgive you, you will know it, you know, because I do forget, and I forgave everybody in my lifetime already. So I'm living peachy and free right now.
Right.
That's so good. For me, I kind of want to piggyback on what you were saying. But it's, you know, somebody told me before that, like, forgiveness is like treating the person or treating the situation like it never happened or whatever. And to me, I feel like it's a double-edged sword because, I mean, it's good that, you know, you getting right. I feel like you get in a good space with that person or, you know, let go of the situation. But I feel like you have to be very cautious because anytime there's something that happens, there's a lesson to be learned. Right. You get what I'm saying? So if something happened or you the person offends you or whatever, there's a two-way street. You're teaching me something, but I'm learning something about you as well. You know what I mean? So if, you know, especially if it's something like betrayal or something, I know how far I can trust you with a certain matter. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it depends or it varies on the situation. Not saying that you shouldn't forgive. You should always forgive people, but, you know, just be cautious and let your heart lead you. You know what I mean? Like, know, okay, this is what I can handle, this is what I can't handle. So if whatever it was that impacted you or hurt you, offended you or whatever, you know, of course move past it and, you know, get to a good place. But always remember, okay, so with this person is not strong in this area, so I cannot trust them in this area. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I forgive you, but I know, okay, now there's limitations. It's just like with working a job. I gotta work your strengths.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't put you, if you have a record of stealing or whatever, I can't put you near the cash register. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and I mean, anything. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that person shouldn't even be higher, but still, I just, you know.
Was it
Yeah.
Janice?
But yeah, like, just be cautious on what you're doing and the person and the situation, and then you'll be, you know, like I said, let your heart lead you. Y'all so silly. Y'all so silly.
Instead of panties.
Yeah. The smallest thing.
Yes.
Yeah, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And you know.
And the number one rule in forgiveness also, you gotta forgive yourself.
Right.
Yes.
You know, because you can go through life feeling regret for everything you've done. Even if that person never forgive you, always forgive yourself first. So that's the number one rule
Yeah.
in my book.
That's good. Okay, so moving on, number 2. How do you forgive? And I know we kind of touched on it, but just kind of elaborate a little bit. How do you forgive, or what are the steps you feel like is in forgiving? Like what's the process of forgiving in your book? Anybody?
In my book, like I said before, or piggyback off what you said, you have to first forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to forgive yourself for even letting things like certain situations even happen to you.
Yeah.
But sometimes we can be too passive and let stuff ride, and then the more you let it ride, it affects you. So sometimes I'm gonna forgive myself because I let it go.
Yeah.
Or I let things go too far.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, after I've forgiven myself, I'm gonna let whatever you did to me go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it go because at the end of the day, I don't want to miss him because I ain't forgive.
Yeah, yeah.
Because honestly, if you don't forgive, if you don't love, period, you even stand before God and be like, oh, I ain't forget that person. They did this, and the third. So a lot of times too, I'm gonna be religious. To be honest, that's what Jesus died for.
Yeah.
For our sins, and God forgives us daily.
Yeah.
So what makes us different? So you have to think about that too. Like, okay, what if God didn't forgive us?
Yeah.
So that's my steps.
Marcell?
My steps of forgiveness. I don't know. Sometimes I think one of the major steps for me would probably taking ownership for whatever I did. You know, because sometimes we don't. And it's easy to say. It's easy to say you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is so easy, but what about I? What about me? You know, maybe I really did do something that makes you feel some kind of way. You know, or maybe there is something about me that I need to work on. So I think ownership would probably be the first thing, and then, like you said, forgiving myself, because it's true. We torment ourselves. You know, we are our biggest critics. We are our biggest issues. And I always tell people, because we have a will of our own, sometimes we can veer so far left if we're not careful. You know, because I was even thinking about that day as I was driving. I was like, sometimes I forget that I'm grown, if that makes sense. But then it's like I get in my car and I realize nobody asked me where I was going today. But nobody said what time you're going to be home or be home by this time. You know? And so I started thinking like, okay, I do have the freedom, but what am I doing with this? You know, am I being mindful? Am I being cautious? But most definitely, just taking ownership, forgiving myself, making right decisions, and I guess making amends. You know, that'll probably be my final thing. Probably calling that person, because it's true. At the end of the day, a person never knows how you feel unless you say it. I can't know that you appreciate it if you don't ever tell me. You know, and I know they said a lot of things that we say are action words, or you know, and love is an action thing. But sometimes I still need you say I love me. You know what I'm saying? I need you to tell me you love me, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So, but most definitely, I love you too. I love you too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
What do you think?
Forgiveness means to me, you know, what it is?
What's the steps in forgiving, or how do you forgive?
Okay. So my step in forgiveness is I approach it like I gotta approach the person. You know, like you said first. You know, I know one thing: accountability. You gotta know, like, you know, what you did wrong. Also, you know, it's never one side. It's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
You know.
Take your time, Elton.
But you know, I gotta compensate. You know, if somebody did something to hurt me, 9 times, especially the family. You know, I'm gonna approach you and I'm gonna talk to you. You know, and you know, once I talk to you, we're gonna talk. You know, at the end of the day, that's what we need to do. I can't tell what's going on inside of you and why you feeling the way you feel towards me unless we actually talk about the situation. You know, so that's how, you know, conversation is my first approach.
Yeah. I would say my first step or the overall step, whatever, is like what Monique was saying, like whatever happened in that moment, tell them. You know what I mean? Don't let stuff slide. Don't let it fester. None of that. Like, because that was always my thing. Like, somebody would say something or do something to me, and because even though you're offending me or you're being rude or whatever, I'm still concerned about your feelings because I know what I'm gonna say might hurt your feelings. Right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not say that. But then when you get home, you be like, dang, I should have said it. You know what I'm saying? So get it off of you. Right. Not saying be rude or disrespectful, but you know, learn how to tell people in a mature way. Like, listen, I didn't like this, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't appreciate what happened or whatever, or what you're saying to me is this. Also, another step that you can take that has helped me in the past is take a second. You know, so whatever is happening, somebody's saying something to you, flying off at the mouth, you just say, okay, wait a minute. So what I hear you saying is blah, blah, blah. So you can really understand what they're saying. It's not just you taking on or looking through your perception. You know what I mean? Understand what they're truly saying. Now, you know there's going to be people that just like say stuff and you know they being rude. Right. But no, like, try to understand. That way you can be like, okay, I choose to become offended in this moment. You know what I mean? I'm not choosing to take that on, or I'm not choosing to agree with what you're trying to give me. You know what I mean? Right. So with that, just take a moment, but don't hold your tongue with certain things because of whatever. You know?
And another thing too, you know, do not hold no grudges. Don't hold anything before that situation happened, you know, or whatever. Don't hold nothing in the past that person don't know about.
Right. Yeah, true.
So, you know, you gotta let them everything up front ASAP. Don't wait years and years and years and years for it to really fester. And now when something else stuff hit the fan, y'all can't talk about it like human beings. You know,
that's coming. That done came out.
Yeah,
that's coming up. That's okay. I know this
like that's like 5 years ago.
You know what? But that take me back. I wasn't gonna say it, but it just takes me back to what you was just saying. Both of y'all was just saying in regards to like what I'm hearing everybody say really is communication. Because majority of the time that is our biggest. That's what caused majority of our disagreements is the lack of communication. I assume that you probably already knew something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me just saying that this is what I wanted, and so. Now because of that lack in that area, now we're having a disagreement. But if I would have communicated this with you, and then the other thing I was going to say is when you were saying how, you know, some things you can't hold, but honestly, there's nothing you should hold. Right. And the older I get, I start to see that. Like, you should hold nothing. And we can all, and I was even telling my students this, you can say whatever you want, really. It's just how you present it. You know what I'm saying? But you should always feel free to say what's on your mind. Yeah. But for us, we are so conscious because of our upbringing. It's like, oh my gosh, you know. Right. That's the thing that started to get us. It's like, before I so all that started studying.
If ain't nobody but people been offending us
for years. And we've been taking it.
Yeah. I don't respect just make sure I always respect the name.
That's the thing. So we walk on that respect thing, but you're not disrespecting anybody by expressing your truth in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Not expressing ourselves wholly when we got born. And honestly, I look at my friends, and they've been expressing themselves, and I'm talking about us. Our friends been expressing themselves since before they was even on earth, because their parents gave them that freedom. Like, I want you to express how you feel, because I don't want you to go and try to express.
Yes, that's true.
And it was all they already expressed at home. But us, you know, don't say this or this and this and that. You better hush your mouth.
Yeah.
But now it's like, the older I get, now it's like it's hard to stop me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And to feel that malicious intent towards people is just crazy to me. You know what I mean?
it's real.
Especially in your own circle.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That malicious intent should not be in there, period.
Yeah,
Point
shouldn't even
blank.
get that
And you should
far.
always be open, like how we talk or whatever. I'm going to friendships.
No.
We have this thing. I should be able to come to you and we can talk about something, and then like the next minute, okay, we good.
Mm-hmm.
There's no intent on I'm hurting you on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we can be going back and forth, but okay, what we finna eat now? We done.
We done.
Yeah.
Or what we finna do now? What you wanna talk about now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but it's some people who really, you find out even sometimes when you invite people into your space
Yeah.
or into your circle,
Mm-hmm.
can really tear it up
Mm-hmm.
or try to.
Yeah.
And that also, it tests the strength of your relationship with people you deal with.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Even in that, I would say, just to veer off a little bit, like, you need to have like a weeding process when it comes down to friendships. I think that should be a topic as well. Like, how to develop friendships, because, you know, don't just let anybody in your space.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, it's cool, y'all having fun, everything is, you know, going good, but then you need to really test the character of that person. Are you really here? What is your intentions for, like, you know, my mentor, she talk about, you know, developing your tribe. And that's basically like the people that you keep around you. And it's not so much family, it's friends too. Like, what is your intention from coming over here? You know what I mean? Why do you wanna sit with us? You know?
Right.
Like, I need to know, because if you're here, you know, on assignment to, you know, break us up, then somebody should be noticing, asking questions. And what you said was so important. Like, you gotta have that open floor where, like, we can talk. Like, you should never let it get to a point, like you were saying, that like, where I'm so angry with you that I can literally betray you, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
or I
no.
can't come to you and talk to you.
Exactly. It should always be an open floor or open forum where we can say, hey, this is what's bothering me, or hey, this hurt my feelings, or what did you mean by that? And nobody should be getting offended, like, why are you asking me that? No, I just want to
That
know.
comes with the maturity.
Yes, very
Like,
true.
It really
A lot of
does.
them ain't
It really does. Like, because you know, it sounds like, even like, let's say if I hadn't talking to you in like 2 months, you know what I'm saying? But you're my best friend.
Just all of that. You have to be mature with certain things, because, like you said, there may be a time where, you know, you having a bad day or whatever. It doesn't mean that you should just fly off. But I, as your friend, knowing you, should know, okay, wait, let's figure out what's going on. This is not her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even if that y'all not as close to that degree, you shouldn't be like taking it personal or whatever. That used to be my thing. Like, I took everything personal. Like, no, they're talking about me. Like, nobody who loves me should be treating me like that. But some people, they just having a bad day. They don't know how to express. They haven't been taught how to, you know,
express properly.
Yes, express properly, deal with their emotions and deal with conflict. So I, as the one that is on the other side and the mature one, say, okay, wait a minute. What's going on? Let's sit down, let's talk. You know what I mean? Have that, like you said, that open floor where we can talk about stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
And another thing too, I want to know if everybody agree
What?
with sometimes it's okay to throw stuff to the side, you know, and blow it over. Do everybody agree with that? Or
Elaborate.
It depends on what it is.
I
on
would
what
say
you
it
let
depends on
blow.
the matter, right? That's
If you slap me, I can't let that blow.
No,
if you do, like, you know, or if you go outside of,
she went straight to 10.
I'm just
She
saying,
said,
it got some people like that, because we're so close, they can try you like that.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, it depends on what you let blow over.
Yeah.
Everything you can't let blow over. Because, okay, you could have slapped me real hard. You could be like, I was just playing. But I can say that like, nah, you just slapped me. Like, why did you slap me? What was the point of slapping me? You know, there's certain things. That depends on what it is.
Maybe it's a disagreement. You guys had an argument.
I don't care if we're friends.
Right.
No matter if we arguing, they gotta go back to this thing. Even if we're having an argument, it shouldn't be physical or you feel like you gotta hit me. Or if you're
no, not passing licks.
Oh, if even if
just like in an argument.
In a heat argument, we shouldn't leave each other. We shouldn't leave each other after the argument still upset. Okay, we done had this argument. We done got this out of the way. How are we finna handle this? How are we gonna? Because you never know. I look at things now. Let's get this right.
And right then,
because we may leave each other. I may get into an accident. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
you never know. You be like we just had an argument.
Yeah, that's
so that goes back to okay. Now they done passed.
Now you carry.
Now you can't. Now you have to carry that. Like, oh my God, I didn't even say I'm sorry or do you forgive me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I rather if we argument or whatever the disagreement may be, I rather let's just get it right then. Because I don't want to rather revisit this.
Let's say y'all didn't get it right then.
If you didn't get it right, still say, okay, this is how it is. If we don't want to be friends, I still apologize. As long as you apologize and you get it off of you, it won't be on you. It'll be on them because you apologize. But if they walk away and say nothing, well, Lord, I apologize and I'm not going to be here because I did my part. I did my part. You always look at I did my part.
Yeah.
And be sincere. You can't say, I'm sorry.
Oh, you know how to hit your I'm sorry, but you know you was wrong now.
Oh, yeah.
How you feel about it, Marcell? I want to know.
About what? Like
blows.
I kind of agree with Mo. Like it depends on the situation because there's some things that I can probably pass over, and then there's some things I just won't be able to. And it depends on like our discussion or like what we arguing about. Because if it's something that's heartfelt or something that we need to address, I can't blow it over. It won't like something just won't sit right with me.
Okay.
Because I don't like leaving things undone. It really do bother me.
And bringing back my change if you got
You know it's crazy. I'm a blow over kind of guy. I'm big time blow over. You know, everything get heated. You know, people say stuff that they really don't mean. I come out the next day like nothing happened. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But that's your maturity. Everybody's different, and I can't say I'm probably the oldest one in here, but not that much older.
I was saying, Mo, like what?
Ooh,
don't do that.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
No, but like it just.
I'll be that soon.
It's the maturity. I ain't gonna say that. It's the maturity thing because I used to be very sensitive and I let it blow over, but it'll bother me for
Well, we'll listen. I will remember that.
And I get around you, I don't even want to.
You know, I'm the kind of person I hit the delete button real quick.
Oh.
Like I hit it real quick. Like, you know, even if somebody came at me a certain way, they don't touch me, I'm good. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got a blow over button, you know, because I'm a person too. I know I can get real wild or ratchet.
Everybody got feelings.
I think that's older. I've gotten from very. I'm playing this. Before I moved here, I was ratchet. I came here, I got a real calm because I was where I was. My residence. Yeah. But now, now it's like, okay, but I'm not good at arguing anymore. My tolerance level is
very low.
I'm sorry.
It's slim enough because I'm telling you, the recent incident got to me and I had to realize like, hey girl, you older. You're not
Yeah.
And you know you don't want to go sit nowhere for you ain't got that much time.
Come on, take your time.
That's how I look at life now. Like you have to really know your tolerance level. Like
that's so good.
I have a zero tolerance for a lot of stuff.
I have come to this place in my life because I'm just like that. Where some things I can't argue about, some things I won't.
But see, is
So,
that what?
I just get in my car.
Is that what you were saying? Like, okay, can I, or somebody do something or whatever? Can I just be like, well, how you do, babe? Like when something happened, you just like, alright, you can have it.
That's
Is
how
that
I
what
feel.
you talking about?
It ain't just that, it's just out of love, cause some outside my circle, sometimes I can address it right away. But inside my circle, I got so much love for my family and for my friends, that a lot of stuff I just let slide,
I totally
You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff I let slide, like, I ain't gonna bring that up.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
inside the circle is like.
But what I learned, I said all that to say this: don't be a blowable person. Because it might blow over for you,
Yeah.
but for that other person, it might not blow over.
Right.
So always talk, always talk. And I learned that, personally, you gotta always talk.
I just want you hurt my feelings. I'll tell you why you hurt my feelings. You're gonna be good at this.
But I always been a blowable person, still is,
But what I would say, like, okay, with you, babe, it's more of like, the person will know in that moment, like, no, he mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very upset. But like you said, he won't hold it. Like, it'll be like, okay. And then it could be tension in the room. And then give him like 10 minutes. Or the next day. It's like, yeah, so what we doing? Me, I be looking at him like, we done with them, right? Like, we done. Whatever you say, that's what we doing. And then he'd be like, no, baby, cool. Like, okay. I was ready to be.
Yeah, like I said, like, if you ain't cool, I ain't cool. Cause we won.
Amen.
Ha! No, I mean, of course, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, with certain things, especially as a wife, you feel like I got your back. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody do something, I don't care. Like, I'm on guard. Like, okay, hold on. He arguing with somebody. What's going on over there?
I'm number one here.
Yeah. Yeah. You be like, wait a minute. And then when I see him calm down, like, oh, okay, we cool then. Everything good.
But when somebody on team,
Yeah.
because that mean if he's on 10, you're on 10. If she's on 1, you're on 1.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sometimes they're on 10 while she on 1, but I
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like, okay.
Look at her, she's so cute.
Oh my God.
But the
Okay.
thing is too though, and she has this thing about her, she has this grace about her, she know how to calm you down. Like, she does.
She got ratchet in that blood.
Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know.
Hey, look, she got the Tosh and Fringe. What a mix.
Yes, praise God. Okay, so moving on to the next one. That brings me to the next question. I want to address. How do you feel like unforgiveness or grudges impact a family?
Ooh.
And that can straight divide a family.
I feel
That can divide a family like really bad. Because it's a tension that, okay, we never got it right.
Yeah.
We never addressed it, so it festered. And then it depends on the grudge. Because somebody could have, how stuff happened in the household and it's swept under the rug and it's hid. That holds a lot. Like, it does it, right?
Yeah.
It depends. Like, but grudges and unforgiveness can really split a family.
Big time.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's a grudge somewhere, that means that there's some kept secrets, there's some lies.
Oh,
there's
you
some-
better say that.
That's what I feel, because that's typically where it stems from.
Yeah.
I'm angry with you because there's some things we've never discussed. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And then somebody don't know.
Yeah.
And it ain't out in the open.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And then especially when over time, you know how families, y'all know how we started getting older, stuff started coming out, you're like, wait, so when this person was
Yes, exactly.
Well, when this
And
person
then
did
now,
this, ever happened?
and for years, it's always been overhead. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The
And
overhead
you
talking.
oh, yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
And you wondering why older sibling done moved out, or the mom and dad done split up, or they sleeping in separate rooms, or they sleeping on twin beds.
Everything a well kept secret. Everything
Like,
well kept secret.
stuff
And
like-
then they teach us to live like that.
Yeah.
And that's why it continues to happen. And it's like, okay, when are we gonna break this little family curse?
Yeah.
It goes back to generational.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
They start to teach us to do that same thing, and it's like, all right, well, why am I not telling you how I really feel?
Yeah.
You know, who said that my feelings don't matter? You know what I'm saying? But you was here and you just said everything you needed to say to me. Nah, but I gotta go to bed with all this. Y'all know what you just saying? I should have said.
Yeah.
And what I should have said.
You
You know
get
what I'm
behind that
saying?
door and you just.
Right.
Yes. I was one of them. Those that know you be telling them off in your silence.
For
It's
real.
the every
Come on, in your
thing, like,
Yes.
I was.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Saying all kind of stuff.
Yeah, you still go to bed.
Yes.
Even at our older age, it was still kind of like we knew how far to go with our parents when we got older, but some stuff you be like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
I
I'm on.
am bro.
What you say? What you say? Go ahead on that.
Okay.
Yeah, what you say, babe?
What's the question again?
How does unforgiveness or grudges impact a family? Not as you open this.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry, it's giving me trouble.
Oh.
Alright, but
Come on.
like they said earlier, it can really divide the family. You know, it could be mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, whoever. You know, put everything out in the open early. You ain't gotta worry about nothing like that. It's just
Very true.
if you talk about it early on, that comes from grudges. They already felt something in the past, or you yourself already felt something in the past. It's something that you're not getting out. You know what I mean? And that's what can cause a grudge and cause division. Because a little family squabble ain't nothing, you know, everybody have those.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But when something lasts for years or months, you know, that's something that was hidden before that even happened. You know, so just like we said earlier, get it out early, you know, and talk about it and make sure both sides understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you can't fix nothing that you don't know
Right.
that's already broken.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, no.
But then it also depends on, like I say, it goes back to depending on what happened. And some things happen in different households that it's like, yeah, you can go to your parents, but sometimes the parents in certain days didn't believe certain things that happened to either their child or to them.
That's true.
And sometimes, a lot of times, the parents or the adult never made it easy for the child to even come to them like, okay, that didn't happen. Go sit down somewhere. You being grown, or you being fast, you being flipped. And like it depends on what it is or why we're holding the grudge or why there's unforgiveness. Because a lot of the times too, church families, stuff has happened even in the church and they swept it under the rug, like they hid it, like it was like your child or this mother or this father did this and this and this and that. Like their stories. I'm pretty sure y'all know where I'm going. But stuff has happened, and because it was up on the roads, a lot of the older generation is crazy, or our generation is crazy because my mom ain't believe me that this happened, and not just to the women, to the men too. So a lot, it depends on what the grudge is, and I'll be honest, it took me a while because certain things happened to me that I never told my parents because it was like, you're friends with these people. So now, when I got older, when it came out, my parents were like, well, why you ain't say nothing? These was y'all best friends. But these y'all friends from church. So it's like, I didn't know if you would believe me. Or not. So it was like, it kept quiet. So now, the way I am with any child or anybody that I care about, very protective of who they're around.
Yeah, very true.
So a lot of times now it's like, before my mom passed, I can say, when she found out, she was like,
why you
shocked, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, we could have protected you, but I didn't know.
Exactly.
Because those were your friends.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
And that's what brings me to what I was gonna say about making sure that there is a, like I said in the last video, there is a no judgment zone. Family meetings, sit down and talk. Okay, what's been going on? Regular check-ins. I know when, you know, God bless me with our children, we're gonna sit down and talk. What's going on? Because I don't never want you to feel like you cannot. I don't care how bad it is, nasty, fearful, whatever it is, I want to know, because I would hate for that to happen. And now you 20, 30, 40 and I'm up in age and you come out, Mom, let me tell you what happened when I was 5 years old, when I was 10 years old, and I'm gonna be so hurt, mad, it's on, you know what I'm saying? So you have to, you know, as parents and as friends and stuff like that, make sure, you know, especially in a family, guys, make sure that you have that open area, that no judgment zone, family check-ins, all of that, so people can feel free to, you know, reach out to their parents or to their sibling or auntie, grandma, whoever. So it's not like, you know what I mean? And
it's a kept secret.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell them I don't want to be mad or I don't want to ruin their friendship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I fall out with anybody about mine.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
When you know what it feels like, mentally it messes you up.
Yeah.
Growing up with that on you. But
and you and especially when, like you were saying, you don't have an outlet. It's like you feel smothered. You know what I mean? All the time. I couldn't.
Just be free. I just want to be free.
Yes. So the next question, we got like 2 more questions. So the next question would be, I'm gonna flip it. How do you forgive someone that is deceased or have passed on? So let's just say the same scenario, you know, something traumatic happened in the family or whatever, and that person's passed on. Or even on a lighter note, you know, like you guys are saying, you got into an argument and that person passed away. How do you move past that? Forgiving yourself, of course, you know, and then forgiving them, and they're gone.
You really got no choice because they not here. So that's something you have to be like, that goes to a part of, let me forgive myself because I didn't get it right with them. Or God will have to help me, like, to get it, because I didn't get it right with them. So God, I need your help with that.
See, well, for me, like I was telling your husband earlier, I had that issue. I had that issue. You didn't hear me come out throat, man. I had that issue though, in the sense of, like with my grandma, you know, when they diagnosed with breast cancer, there was a surgery that there was a procedure that she could have done to prevent, you know, her death. You know, it got really bad, and I want to say maybe the day of the surgery, maybe 2 days before the surgery, she decided she didn't want to do it. And I was telling her, I'm like, dang, but her sister, they found the same mass on her, like the day after. So, but she went on here, my auntie went in and got the surgery done. My grandma was just like, no. And in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe, they're saying it's cancerous, but maybe it won't get that bad. And it got bad, you know what I'm saying? And even throughout the time, she still didn't want to do anything about it. It was up until it got really, till she got to the last stage, and then it was just like, okay, well, I want to start doing the chemo, and I'm gonna start, but I'm like, but it's too late, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I knew it was too late. So I felt some kind of way, and we buried her. I cried. I didn't even cry like I knew I needed to. I didn't have the proper release only because I was still holding something. And then I was kind of angry with myself because I'm like, why would you even hold this? You know, why would you even do this to yourself? But I didn't get a chance to grieve properly. I was in the midst of trying to plan her funeral. I couldn't process everything right, you know what I'm saying? And let alone like all the stuff that the family was throwing at me that was not of any help, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I was everywhere, and I was like, oh man. And that's what got me. When we got to that funeral, and I tell everybody this all the time, I've never seen it, as long as it happened, as long as it's going on when you wind a person's body down in the casket, I've never experienced that. It was that day.
That's the worst feeling.
Let me tell you that, and I'm gonna tell you that's when that moment hit me. When God told me it was finished, I got called up to come, you know, wind down into the casket with my mom. And I'm like, why is that all these years I've been going to funerals, I've never seen this. And I'm watching him, and I'm mind you, I'm telling him, like, I'm not understanding what you're saying. I'm like, what you mean, winding down in the casket? I'm not understanding that. I'm like, I thought y'all do that only when they going in the ground, you know? And when I get up there, I'm watching him, and he's just like, you know, this is like the final glance. You're gonna come up with your mom. And we get up there, and I just see my grandma going down. And in that moment, all I can hear was just, it's finished. And I would start telling myself, like, okay, at this point, you have to free yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when I broke and I just started crying. I just kept crying because throughout the whole time of taking care of her, she did hospice at my house. You know what I'm saying? So being there with her, there was moments when she just wanted just me and her. You know, her and I just in one room. And I still was not in a place where I was trying to get her to forgive me because I wanted to get all I can get out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole forgiving part, none of that was on my mind. It was in that moment when we started to put her down, and I'm just like, I've never seen this. But I had to free myself from it.
Yeah.
It was hard because, again, I had mixed emotions the whole time. You know, everybody's around me, there's so much going on, and I'm just like, well, maybe all the stuff going on, maybe it is good because it's helping me from really freaking out. You know? But you know, and so and a lot of people say they never experienced it, but for whoever is going through that, whether it's a mom, a dad, or if it's a close loved one, even if it's a friend, if it's something you had an opportunity to free yourself from it. Because I'm telling you, there was moments I was sitting on my porch when she was going through her transition and was trying to create a balance. Because I'm like, my grandma's dying, and I don't even know how to tell her how I really feel. You know what I'm saying? And then there came a point where she was trying to fight after a while just for me. And it was like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Whatever you want me, or if you want me to go to the doctor, and I knew these doctor's appointments and all these visits were in vain. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being realistic. I'm being transparent. I knew it was in vain. But I wanted her to fight. Because I'm like, I don't have any kids yet. I'm not married yet. Like, she's not here. She gonna miss all of this. And she was one of my biggest supporters. You know what I'm saying? So to lose her, I was mad. But even my aunt told me, the one she's closest to, I feel like she just left me. She didn't like. Go ahead.
I got a good question.
Go ahead.
How did you forgive yourself?
You know what it took? I'm gonna tell you, I coped with it, but what actually gave me the freedom that I needed is I went to the gravesite once they made a burial head for her, and it was my first time seeing it. And when I seen it, it was as if, I tell you no lie, like somebody took this blanket right that you got and kind of just wrapped me while I was standing there. Like it, and I don't know, I just felt like so much assurance. I had so much peace. I felt like it was gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It was weird. I was a little choked up when I first seen it because it was my first time seeing it. You know, I had seen it in the picture once they had did everything, but to be there. And this was this was another thing too. This was the first time I had got out there to at least commune, like sit with her, you know, and it didn't rain. Because anytime I would normally go, it would rain. It would rain. So this particular day I went, it didn't rain, and I'm talking about, it was as if somebody was just like holding me.
Wow.
And I was going through so much, and I just had so much assurance that when I went to my car, and I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah,
she just let me know, like, it's all right. Because everybody always has stories about, like, people come to them when they die or whatever. And I used to always say, like, people I'm close to, they never come to me. Even my grandma, I waited on her to tell me, all right, listen, the money in the bank, I'm going to tell you what account to go. You know what I'm saying? I waited on something, but I didn't get nothing. And I kept saying, why didn't she come to me yet? Because if she comes to me, I'm going to actually tell her I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But she hadn't come to me. But when I got out there that day to see the burial plot, I just, like, I don't know, I felt good. Like, I was like, oh man, where did this peace come from?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's so good. I mean, there's so many things that you can unpack from what you said. I'll let you go, babe. I was saying to say, how do you forgive someone that is deceased?
I don't even know. I never experienced that, so I can't really speak on it per se. Then after what he said, and for me to go behind, that's kind of tough. You know? That was just saying a whole life story over there. I felt everything. Got me tearing up a little bit, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like the best way to deal with that situation is deal with it before that person passed. You know, get that stuff off you now, before that person leaves. You know, just get it off you now. I never been through that situation, so I can't really say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It's, first of all, dealing with people that have passed on, especially your loved ones, is always tough.
Amen.
Always, especially when you're talking about the winding down thing. But seriously, it is so. People don't understand that whole, especially when you are in charge or assisting with the whole funeral plans. All that stuff takes a toll on you mentally, physically, emotionally, all above. Like, it really takes a toll on you. And I can even, remember back when, and it happened so bad. Because I remember when we were planning my mom's funeral, and I remember the funeral director was like, well, do you want to, for the final glance, is basically like the last time you're going to see them before you close the casket, do you want it at the beginning of service or at the end? And, knowing my mom and, how we've gone to funerals and stuff like that, I know she probably would have wanted a traditional, like, at the end. But all of my family was like, do it at the beginning so we can be done. Like, ain't nobody trying to leave and be all sad and depressed. Just get it out the way, and then we'll be good. And I, kind of teeter-totter with it because I was the one that was actually in charge of everything. And when it, when we came in, everybody, walked around and, saw her and stuff like that. And we went and sat down. We all crying and stuff. And I remember the funeral director coming to me and asking me so fast, like, do you want to come and close the casket? And part of me, and this is a shout out to Chris, which he's not here, but I remember back when one of our aunts passed, and he told me, Chrissy, make sure you go up there and say your final goodbyes. And I was like, no, I don't want to see them like that. And he told me something that always stuck with me, and I know you guys might feel differently, but he told me, he was like, you never want to leave something undone, because once the casket is closed, you cannot go back and like, oh, I want to see it. No, get everything you want to do and get it out the way. So I was like, you know what? I told him, I was like, yes, I want to go up there and do what I got to do. And, of course, like you were saying, I had never seen that either. The winding down, but for my mom, I don't know if she was already there. I don't know. But they just told us they had like a white sheet or something, and we had to like kind of like pack her in. Yeah, and when I tell you, all kind of anxiety attacks, all kind of stuff was going on at that casket, because I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, this is how you do it. You push that.
And I'm telling all in your mind, you can just say to yourself, like, this is really it.
Yes.
This
and
is
I'm
really
just like,
it. When I say I want to scream, I know how you feel.
Oh my God.
I know how you feel.
When he said, okay, because he was literally in the choir singing and all this going on. He's like, pull it this way.
So much ruckus in the
So
background.
people screaming and crying behind you. They coming to hug you. Listen, I'm trying to figure out what is happening right now.
Right.
First of all, and second of all, it's like, yo, this is really happening right now. And he was telling me, listen, pat this behind her head and this, and I'm just like, oh my God. And every time, and every time we were at the casket, it was hard for me to even walk away, because I felt that like attachment, like this is not just a loved one. This is somebody. I was in her womb.
Right.
We shared meals.
Walk away from
like, listen, I was on this podcast with my mentor and both of my mentors, and we had to talk about our grieving process. And I will tell you some of the stuff that we broke down. And one of the things that my mentor said, she told me, she said, listen, she was like, people don't understand, like, we grieving for two different things.
Right.
You're grieving because you knew her, the life she lived, how she impacted you, blah, blah, blah. But I am impacted because that's my mom. That's my mommy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in her womb. We shared meals. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was on, she breastfed fed me. Like, this is a whole nother level of grief.
There's levels to it.
Yes,
There's
and I'm
levels.
like,
And I learned,
mm-hmm.
and that's more aggravating than somebody to tell you that they know your mom more than you know your mom.
That was one of
Oh my God.
That was one of the most
I
aggravating
knew her
things.
for 30-something years.
Back when such and
But
such.
I live with her.
Right, you don't know her
I
about
came out of something that you guys probably have never
Never
had.
And then what's the? I'm like, where's the heartfelt for them? Like, where's the sympathy for
It's like,
the kids?
I don't cry. You know, the worst thing you could ever do is tell somebody don't cry. Don't show no emotion. Because when it builds up and it builds up, trust me, being in that situation, it didn't feel good at all.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Dealing with people, you know, I ain't saying no names. But just dealing with people, dealing with people that want to cry more than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, this tearing me up. Like, what? What you think it's doing to the kids? You know what I'm saying?
To us, to the
Like,
sea.
to even the siblings.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so you knew it, but you wasn't in there.
Right.
See, but that's what was making me upset because it's like
Ooh, that's the word.
people are calling me, but nobody's actually helping me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, baby.
you calling me,
Yes.
and it's like, oh, well, we know. Listen,
Give me no
I'm
fruit
trying
basket
to.
either.
What you say?
I ain't trying to get no fruit basket, no bread basket.
I want a chicken.
Come
No,
on,
give me
don't
something.
say-
Give me something that fold.
Come
Not
on.
put that in.
Well, if you gonna say you gonna assist me, put in. I don't care if it's $5. Put in.
That's
on
how
the
you can
situation.
help. That's how you can help.
Yeah.
Help me.
Help.
And I said, so what I said was, hey, I said, Lord, nobody asks what is it that you need.
Mhm.
Everybody's just calling with opinions or
Oh,
suggestions
And
or
they be quick to
ideas.
say, and I'm gonna give you some insight. Oh, they ain't have no policy. They ain't have this.
Come on.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I've had issues. When you have any type of health issue,
Monique, you preaching.
because I'm talking for me.
Come on, you got a word.
Any type of health issues, certain things you never know the person's situation to why they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
You're talking right. That's what I'm saying.
you
You're
never
talking
know.
right.
Yeah.
Some of these insurance companies ain't like, oh yeah, we gonna insure
Oh, yeah,
them.
because they will tell you
Any
if
type
you're
of
already sick or
health
some type of
issue,
Yeah,
illness,
they
they'll
say
say
they
no.
ask you though.
No.
Absolutely.
You know how
They
many
ask
times I've been turned down,
Mm.
and I'm looking thinking, Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
for a job.
Uh-huh.
Everybody ain't able to have one, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But now it's like, man, I can say this. I've seen the worst. If you want to see the worst in people, have a funeral and a wedding.
Oh, yes, sir.
A funeral and a wedding. And then
Yes,
even
sir.
with my mom, some stuff behind the scenes happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
We thought, we gave this person a certain amount. I said, what?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't for us.
Mm.
I said, my mom was paid for. And full.
Mm.
But we found out behind these people getting money and stuff like that. Like,
Come on,
what?
take your
Let
time.
me tell you this. Ain't nothing but companies should be sending flowers.
Companies. Oh, J.D. Flowers.
Just give you flowers, let the companies and the
The
brands
jobs
that
and stuff. Are you
let them know like okay, they send appreciation. They're not obligated.
Honestly, I don't want no flowers
Yeah, everything.
from
But
the old church.
Mm-mm.
My mom paid, look, my parent paid plenty of tithes up towards building funds. Anything the church asked for.
it was blessed to have a good church.
Yeah.
To-
Yeah, I can't say
My
that.
mom did too, but
I understand.
she
I
had too much food.
No, but I get that. Our church family, I will say, they really came and like bared arms with us. It was more so some of the other ones that wasn't as close to us that would come and say and do
Stupid
certain
stuff.
things.
Stupid stuff.
And you
can
just
say,
like,
you can say stupid stuff.
what is happening
okay.
right
At
now?
He's just been extra.
Yeah, like even to this
I
day.
had to say, Lord, forgive me after because some of the customs I put on some of these people. Get these away from me.
No, but you know what, Monique? Now looking back, what have you? How you?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, y'all. I throw something away.
In between
I can't cut. You can't cut this.
pauses.
How you pause?
I gotta go.
Just press.
Hey, I got to pee. I ain't gonna lie.
The red
I'm
button?
sorry, y'all. This is
Now back to the show.
All right. So the last one, we're gonna stop here. The last question I have is, how do you forgive someone who is not sorry?
oof.
Like, you ready to forgive, or you want to talk to the person and they like, I don't care. Like,
You have to
so-
forgive. Well, as long as you forgive yourself and you try to do your part, hey, I forgive you, but you ain't gotta forgive me. That's between you and God. At that point, that's between you and God.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
I can't
That's
make
good.
you do something you don't want
Want
to
to
do.
do, yeah.
You know, but from me, so that way I can sleep at night. I'm sorry. So I can go to bed at night. I gotta do what I
I'm
gotta
gonna sleep
do.
regardless whether you forgive me or not.
Right,
Yeah.
but like you said, as long as I've done my part, what I'm stressing over.
Especially if I come at you genuine with love. You know what I mean? If I show that love and you just slap me in the face, it just goes to show me like, yo, I gotta move on. You didn't forgive me.
Yeah.
What's the love?
So if they said, so let's say somebody, I'm going drastic. Let's say somebody slapped you or whatever, and I'm going drastic, but somebody slapped you or whatever, and you know you just want to squash the situation, and they like, okay, I did it. So, like, how do you still? everybody thinks like, ooh, but no, how do you move past so you can have peace?
Well, I move past.
As you train.
How I move past it. Okay, at that moment, I feel like after you slapped me and I didn't do anything, and I feel like why are you laughing?
After you slapped me and I didn't do anything.
And I didn't do anything, and I know that you're like not sympathetic about it. I'm gonna have to slap you back, and then now we even. So now I'm going to apologize for slapping you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta apologize, but we're even. So I'm good.
I feel like trying to be a nigga way. Try Jesus, don't try me.
That's it.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm gonna just say it like that, you know. If I be, it depends how hard it hurt too. If it's thing.
You know you gonna let nobody slap you.
You right.
Cause you shouldn't even be touching my face.
It depends though. It really does depend because I got so much love in my heart for my family. You know, if you're outside source, I'm gonna do you. Like it ain't no question.
What's
about
okay?
it.
I know this is left field.
I'm
This is
honest
a
with
question
that. I agree.
already. But what's worse, being spit in the face or slapped?
Spit.
Spit.
That's so
bottom line.
ultimate.
Don't spit on me.
Bro, I almost mess around and shoot somebody spitting on me. Especially that could be a charge. Remember, they got some of that docile.
Okay, well,
You know.
Oh, that heavy infused.
Oh, you don't know that person got herpes or what? Like,
Okay,
I didn't
first of all,
want to tell them what a spit made. They can lay it on your lip.
if it's on my lip, you get ready to meet Jesus or the other guy. Because it's going down. Hit this? I got a mustache.
Oh,
I got a whole mustache.
So that residue sit on me.
Marcell, you got a whole beard. That might get you or you don't even know it.
All I'ma smell is yeast. And I'm like, what is that smell?
No, that felt good though.
I don't know, saliva just tends to carry a stench. So for you to just, now I'm gonna tell y'all, I had family that got into it over that. I had family members spit on one of my family members.
but that is the ultimate.
It was
disrespect,
that is the
yo.
lowest of the lowest.
Spitting is no.
Low. Only thing worth that peeing on somebody.
Yes.
Listen,
Ooh,
I don't know how I can take spit. I don't know how I can
especially
take
they
it.
hawk.
Just the noise alone, even if it don't
Oh,
last
they
me.
hawk. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that hawk, man, get ready. You going, bro? Like,
What?
you going, I don't care who you is, bro. You
You
going.
want it?
The upper room.
The upper room with Jesus.
Listen.
You
better say For real.
I'm telling you.
are checking out.
I'm telling you something. Like I my patience has run thin. Cause I'm a very forgiving person. Like you said, I'm a blow over guy. You know, I can't even take a kid kicking me in my shin at this point.
You get your shit is sensitive. I fight you.
Is my eyes watering? Is my eyes watering? It's good. I'm kicking right through the goalpost. Big football.
No, for real. I fight children. I will fight your child that ever decide to kick me.
Kick your shin. Alright, you ain't your shit. Like, you a lot, especially if you don't discipline him.
Yeah.
Like, come here. No, ain't no come here. Pop him. In front of me. I gotta know.
Hey, no come here. Pop him in front of me.
In front of me.
I need to know.
Right.
And he's been disciplined.
Cause
For
if
real.
he ain't-
Oh, God.
Cause if he ain't, you are until it's him.
Y'all so stupid.
No,
gotta
but
be know.
I knew the response
No,
would
I trip you.
be. It's just knowing how people like getting to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Chris, where you get him from?
You know how you kick the back leg?
Yo, yeah.
Straight going backwards.
Yeah. Poop.
Make you bounce down.
That's so stupid.
That's a tumbleweed. It's like a western.
Yeah.
No, I was saying, but it's like, but what would even provoke a person to do something so degrading? You know what I'm saying? But
They nasty. People is
that.
nasty like that.
People do
But
stuff.
you can show them
I'm
just
very cruel.
you can show them just how nasty you can be because baby.
Yes.
It was a man when I worked at racetrack. It was a guy that did that. He got upset. No, he didn't spit on.
Oh, I'm about to say. Okay.
So let me tell you. If I had a coworker that got
No
spit
names.
on. I'm not gonna call it.
Okay.
But I had a coworker that she got spit on, and what made me upset was they were holding her from getting to the man. I'd be trying to help her get the man. That's why I told her. I said, so God knew I was supposed to be off that day because to me that's just like beyond disrespectful.
Yeah, it almost got me one time, but I closed the window fast enough. Somebody tried to
And
spit
say
at
that's what I was
me.
gonna say.
Yeah.
And I smelled.
It was McDonald's.
No, never at McDonald's.
Wendy's.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Close.
But people, I'm telling you,
Dunkin' is the ghetto.
Let me tell you something. You don't try. I'm gonna tell you. I'm
people
gonna
gonna
show
try you when they far from you, know you can't reach them.
You
They gonna
right.
try you when they know, okay, I got something. She don't wanna lose her job, but me, I'm gonna go get her. I will clock out and say y'all can have this job. I'm finna whoop some tail.
Well, the thing is, once you clock out, you're no longer.
Let me.
I reaches out windows.
Let me tell you how it go though in the ratchet world. You don't try nobody. You know you try a McDonald's worker. You know they're a little ratchet. Dunkin' Donuts next to they're a little more mature.
Yeah.
But you don't try nobody work at Checkers. You
Not ever.
don't try nobody work at Checkers because they'll go that extra mile.
Listen, they will.
They probably just got out that day.
Listen.
Hey, you know background shit.
No background check. You out there, you dropping them greasy fries out the gate. Little bites. Checking double deckers. I'm telling you. Out the gate.
Hey, be quiet. You have my stomach. Little bite.
Little bites, right?
With a little sauce. Like,
Yo, I would have to cut this.
No, we should put it like this. We are transparent and so.
But it's funny because you know what I'm thinking? Why these people dipping these little bites, they think about how much they don't want to be there.
they got one more time.
For real.
I'm gonna drop you fries.
For
You
real.
did wrong.
And then know the worst part about it, it's so small in there.
It
So I know y'all hot. Where is
That's
the
why I think that's why they be so
That's why they be so
angry.
mad,
Yeah,
right?
they be
Because they
mad.
gotta work on top of
They got
that.
80 degrees in there all the time.
Now we already booty bump because so if all of that one person gotta go in and out the door, gotta go smoke a cigarette.
You can't even go to the next room. You can't go to the
But you
next
know
room.
what? I'm
you got beef.
You know what? But now that y'all say that, it makes sense because you check by our house.
It's
They ghetto, but the lady that's been working up there now, Mama play church music every time. Every time I get up there, that's probably what's been helping the peace. I went there twice and she.
Wait, you talking about the children across the street from the gym?
Brown, no,
right
Brown,
across,
27.
yeah, right across from that wash house.
You know that big, the sheriff station.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
That's not the jail though.
I'll tell you about
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm gonna tell you about that checker when we're on camera.
Oh, trust me, I mean it's real.
Wait.
Oh,
So,
All right, we didn't mean to drop location,
going back. Okay,
you
so.
probably have to knock that out.
So, okay.
We're gonna be trying to keep this because it's the views of them.
So, so how do you forgive someone who is not sorry? So, like you guys said, just to kind of sum it up, for me, I can't even think straight. Y'all so silly, but no, okay. For somebody who's not sorry, I think what you said, Mo, is the biggest thing. Like, you just have to be concerned about you. You know what I mean? If the person,
That's it.
yeah, if I go to you, especially if, you know, my mom's always giving me a scripture about, like, if you think that your brother has an alt with you or whatever, you go and get it right 3 times over or something like that, or whatever that scripture is. It's crucial because you want to make sure that you have internal peace. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, of course you go to them, listen, I want to squash this or whatever, let's get over this. And they're like, I don't care, I did it and whatever. You just, okay, you know what, that's fine, that's how you feel. I'm just gonna, you know, move on or whatever. You just sever ties or whatever. And I feel like that's the best way for you to live your life in peace and not have to worry about, you know, or carrying grudges and stuff like that. Because like one of y'all said earlier, you will, you know, go through life and holding something and then they're just living scot-free. You know what I mean? So get it right for you. Don't worry about what they got going on, and you'll be able to live in harmony and peace within yourself. So, as I said in the last video, I hope you guys were able to get something out of what we talked about.
Yes.
It is very crucial that we have these type of discussions because these things are not being talked about in our families and in our circles and communities and stuff. So we hope you guys enjoy.
Yes.
Thank you. You stayed this whole time. Without further ado, we will see y'all next time. We love you guys, and we'll see you whenever the next video comes out. All right, bye.
Bye.